radio stations listen to.
All right, it's another beautiful Tuesday morning. Today, the 16th day of June, 2026. You are on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. The program you are about to start listening to now is Perspective Unlimited. And as usual, I am your host this morning, and my name is Kunle Olowu. And as usual, I'm not alone in the studio. I am always with Chukwu Emeka Monachiso, who is also here with me this morning. Good morning, Chukwu Emeka.
Good morning, Kunle.
Yeah, so I think there's a breath of fresh air coming in soon as Israel and America, Iran and America are about to, I think they've electronically signed their peace deal yesterday.
It is a welcome development, but we are still looking at the whole document because of some contradictions that have not been able to spell it out.
Does that refer to the what are these people called again? The fight between Israel and Lebanon?
No, it doesn't have to do with that. Although it has there's a little bit of Lebanon in it. And Trump said sometime that what they put out in the public space was not the original agreement. We are still going to see how, though they have digitally signed the agreement, we are yet to see the whole article, the whole agreement,
and what it entails.
And what it entails. And Israel is not taking things lying down. They are still studying it because everything is about existential threat to Israel. If Iran eventually acquires any form of nuclear weapon, Israel will be a toast.
Anyway, a lot of people would always wonder why Donald Trump actually pulled out of the agreement that Barack Obama had with them. But, well, that is not what we're talking about this morning. This morning on Perspective Unlimited, we are going to be looking at stories from our local newspapers, and this morning we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. We'll also be looking at the Nigerian Tribune and, of course, the Guardian newspaper. Those are the three papers where we will be taking our headlines from this morning. And like I always say, on Perspective Unlimited, we are not here to give you bad news, but to show you what is going on in the country, as seen or as reflected on the front pages of our papers, and for us to give our perspective and hear your perspective. That mean talking about those people at home. That is what we do here on Perspective Unlimited. And so going straight into the headlines as seen on the pages of the papers this morning, we'll start with the Punch newspaper. And on the Punch newspaper this morning, the largest caption that we have here is about the 2027 battle. And it reads, "Opposition rages as court scraps ADC for parties." And of course, the three rider stories we have there: Atiku Adeleke, Mark, ADC Accord Party faults court order deregistering parties. And another rider, opposition parties vow to field candidates despite court verdict. And the final rider on that story, Turaki-led PDP obedient movement say judgment is an attempt to derail democracy. That story and more is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. I'm still on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Inflation nears 16% as geopolitical risk mounts. That story is on page 28. And on page 7, troops rescue late general's wife in Katsina offensive. That is a very interesting one. I think we'll be looking at that later. And on page 10, I told Obasanjo not to contest the 1999 presidency. That is according to Abdul Salami. That's the former head of state of Nigeria who handed over to Obasanjo in 1999. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, Air Force officers beat Lagos driver dead after minor crash. That story, interestingly, is on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And on page 14, Kwara APC crisis worsens as elders reject governor candidates. Those are about all of the stories you'll find on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. If we go straight to the Nigerian Tribune, on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, the largest caption reads, Atiku Obi Adeleke, ADC kicks as court orders INEC to deregister 5 parties. And the rider story, it's a manifestation of Tinubu's bid to undermine opposition. That statement is credited to Atiku. And this will further erode public confidence in Nigeria's judicial system. That statement is accredited to Peter Obi. And also, the ADC rejects order vows to be on the ballot in 2027. And also, Adeleke Ford's ruling insists Accord will contest August polls. That's as it is on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And moving on to other stories on the Nigerian Tribune, Kwara APC elder Kakos rejects Dan Ladi, calls for change of governorship candidates. And the rider story, another elder Kakos backs him. And still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, and on page 4, Nigerians' inflation rates rises to 15.93% in May. That is according to the NBS. And on page 17, ADC confirms Amechi vice presidential candidates. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, World Bank listing Can Apapa port on global top 20 improved ports. That is a good one. And still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, and on page 19, we are using technology to aid freedom of abducted pupils, teachers in Oyo. That's according to the police DIG Southwest. And troops rescue General Rebe's widow. That story is on page 8. And still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, on page 3, dementia becoming time bomb in Nigeria and Africa. This is according to an expert. And on page 19, UK announces ban on social media for under 16 years. That is a very interesting story. We saw that yesterday. And on page 3, FG arraigns over 600 terrorism suspects. And the rider story, as court sentences terrorist doctor to 30 years imprisonment, sends farmers to 15 years jail for concealing information on Boko Haram. That is the story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And finally, on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning, the largest caption reads, Atiku, Adeleke, others face uncertainty as opposition battles court order. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And on terrorism, federal government arraigns over 600 suspects. That story is on page 3. And on page 3 again, Nigeria anticipates drop in fuel prices as US-Iran ink peace deal. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians will be happy to read about that. Nadeco asked me to extend military rule. Abubakar reveals. That story also on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Dangote AFC seals $600 million fertilizer deal. Targets $4 billion export. That story is on page 2. And Reps is a Kweseli false national security strategy. That story is on page 4. And on page 6, families in agony as abducted Oyo pupils and teachers spend 1 month in captivity. That is a very, very sad one. And those are the stories you can find on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. So let us go in depth into some of the stories as seen on the front page this morning. So first off, I think the story that is most common on all of the papers this morning, and of course we know it's a really big one, is the story about the 2027 battle. Of course, we know that the election is coming soon, and now we have this report that the opposition, they are actually raging as the court scraps ADC and 4 other parties. Now let's go into the story. A court ruling that invalidated the African Democratic Congress, Accord Party, Action's People's Party, and Action's Alliance and Zenith Labour Party on Monday yesterday sparked an outrage from members of the opposition parties who described the decision as controversial and a threat to Nigeria's democratic process. Now, the Osun State Governor, that is in person of Ademola Adeleke, and the national chairman of the Action Democratic Congress, that is Senator David Mark, they actually faulted the Federal High Court in Abuja. They said the judgment is directing the Independent National Electoral Commission to deregister 5 political parties, warning that the developments could have far-reaching implications for Nigeria's democracy. Now, the former vice president and presidential candidate of the ADC, that is in person of Atiku Abubakar, also condemned the judgment. He said that it was a threat to Nigeria's multi-party democracy and an attempt to weaken opposition forces ahead of the 2027 general election. So, Chukwuemeka, I would like us to go into this real quick. We saw the report yesterday that the Federal High Court in Abuja has actually decided to deregister 5 parties. And we know that there's provision in the law for such, especially if they do not meet certain criteria. Now, coming at this time, do you think this has any sort of political undertone, or is the INEC just doing their job?
This time around, it's not INEC, it's the court. Because what baffles me is not what is actually going on right now, but there is a substituting order of the appeal court, to stay action on the proceedings. So if there is such an order, and such order freezes every attempt on the matter, why going ahead with it? If truly, because in democracy, no democracy works in isolation of the institution of court processes. Court, there is a substituting order that from the Court of Appeal, stay action on this. So why going ahead? And that freezes the order that, look, nothing should be done on this until the case is determined. You understand? But now you went ahead, Kunle. You see, our democracy is still, we should have grown more than this. That's why I don't like people saying nascent democracy. But we've been using that word nascent for a very long time. And we're supposed to have grown beyond all this. I know the landmines in that electoral act, especially as it 225A, where it says that, let me read it out. Electoral performance, if they did not meet constitutional benchmarks, required to retain 25%. You understand? To retain their registration. If they did, and if they didn't win 25% of votes in a state during presidential election, or securing at least one elective seat at the national or local government level.
Okay, now, so that's what I want to say. Yes. So I want you to just hold your thoughts there. I mean, this matter is in court, so we can't really
talk about it.
But what I want to say is that what I want to ask is that, is there actually, I mean, like you've read now, it is actually in the Constitution. So there is a stay of order on this matter. So why are they doing it? But my question is that, does it still make it right that does it make it right that these political parties should actually be on the ballot if the constitutionally clearly stated that you should not be if you did not meet this?
But the issue, what I'm looking at is not, I'm looking at the court order. The order to stay action, on which has been violated right now, is what I'm looking at. Because it is law. It is what you present to the judges that they will use to. The court said, freeze every attempt to scuttle the status quo. That is where I'm looking at. If the court has given that order, and we are truly in democracy, that order must be obeyed, pending the determination of the suit. But we didn't obey it. We went ahead and say, the register. So who is violating the Constitution right now? Because that's why I said that in every democracy, the court plays, judiciary plays a very, very important, because without it, it's a free for all. So if we are truly in a democratic setting, court pronouncements must be obeyed until there's a determination of any suit pending before it.
Okay, so because we cannot really talk about that, let us leave that matter now and let us see what pans out in the coming weeks. So now let's talk about a little bit of insecurity in the country, because of course that cannot be put aside, because it's a really it's a big issue in the country at the moment, and sometimes it's good to just breathe some fresh air, and I think that is what I'm about to bring to you now, because the federal government, they've actually begun a trial of over 600 terrorism suspects. And in the story, they said the federal government yesterday commenced another phase of mass trial for hundreds of suspected terrorists facing terrorism-related charges in Abuja. This is as the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister for Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, declared that the administration would not treat terrorism with levity. Now, the prosecution is being led by Fagbemi, while the Director General of the Legal Aid Council, Aliyu Abubakar, heads the defense team. The trial, taking place simultaneously in several courtrooms, are expected to last 1 week. Now, we know we've said that terrorism in Nigeria should be faced head-on. And a lot of people criticized the president in his democracy speech on 12th of June, just a few days ago, when he said that the room is still, I mean, the door is not closed yet.
The window.
Yeah, the window is not closed yet for repentance or terrorists who wants to repent. But now we are saying that they have actually gone ahead to start prosecuting them. Do you think that the window is gradually shutting?
No, let me tell you something. You cannot be running with the hare and be chasing with the fox. I want you to look at what Femi Falana, SAN, said in the conference organized by Amnesty International. Yes, federal government is busy prosecuting terror-related suspects. And the Katsina state government, at the same time, is reintegrating 720 people into society. Terrorists. That was why Femi Falana said, look, this is an aggression against the state. That, look, yes, president has the prerogative to show mercy to some people, but the governors must not. You understand? Be opening doors for terrorists, people who have murdered, people who have raped. Now, what moral right do we have to forgive on behalf of the victims that are still in IDP camp? You see the question? Now we are trying to. Now we have. Look at this. You read something right now. Some of those people that were jailed, they said they didn't give information. Not even the Boko Haram people.
These are people aiding them.
Not aiding. Listen. One man was saying, you read it here, a father of 5, he said,
father of 11,
he sentenced to 20 years because he did not declare, he did not let the authorities know about Boko Haram movement. The man said where he was and where he operated as a farmer, there was no presence of security operatives for him to go and report them to. You know what I'm saying? So it is not even the Boko Haram people that are being sentenced. It is people who along the way we are in a place where they're supposed to say something about terrorism and they didn't. So let's see whether we are actually getting the real Boko Haramists, the people that are the theater, the people that are really killing people, not those who are in their farm. And because they didn't give information, you put them into prison because they didn't release. And they say that where they operated, that they don't have access to security operatives where they will go and tell them this is it and that. Now, the main people who are killing, I want to see them jailed. If actually we are trying them. Now, how do you, can you juxtapose what Katsina state government is doing with what federal government is doing? Are they in tandem? The federal government is trying terrorists and their accomplices. And Katsina state government, on the other hand, is making promises to them to come out, it will give you a house and give you money, and you do this and that. How do you do that? That's why Femi Falana said what he said, that look, there is a limit to what governors can do, especially when it comes to cases related to terrorism. Is a big offense. Governors must not use that thing to flood their state. And if the man is releasing them to stay in Katsina, that's a different thing. Let them stay with him. But there's no way they will not come down here. Do you know what I'm saying? Recently, they arrested in Ogun State here. They arrested a lot of people. People from Burkina Faso, people from Cote d'Ivoire, people from Mali, people from Sudan. What are they doing in Ogun State? Because our borders are porous. Yeah, the other day in Ikorodu, they arrested people from Sudan. What are they doing in Nigeria? A friend of mine said an Okada person took him to his house and he was now asking the guy, where are you from? He said he's from Sudan. Imagine. So there is no way you keep on fighting terrorism and our borders, especially from the north. So too porous, anybody can walk in, anybody can wander in, and these are people that are giving this country problem. The secretary to the state to the federal government said sometime, George Akume, that these people are not Nigerians. If they are not Nigerians, why are we shielding? Why are we even speaking on their behalf? Why are we telling Nigerians that they are our prodigal children? Why are we saying that we should give them time to repent? They are not Nigerians. You say they are not Nigerians. What should you do as a state? You kill them. You arrest them and you kill them. You see, putting terrorists in prison is not the best idea. It's not, because it will not send message to those in this bush. Now we are talking about...
Okay, so talking about sending messages, because now, like you said, what the Zamfara state government is doing is not in tandem with...
It's not Zamfara, Katsina.
Katsina, I beg your pardon. It's not in tandem with what the
federal government is
doing. So now, but then, again, it's clearly stated that 600 terrorism are being tried. Now, only about 2 of them were amplified, saying that one is a farmer who says that he couldn't report anything because
there was no place for him to report.
But we would want to believe that not all of the 600 people are only farmers and people who are accomplices.
That's what I'm saying.
There must be one of those real terrorists in them. So now, what message do you now think that this kind of trial is sending to the terrorist groups?
My brother, let me tell you something. When you are trying, when you are putting them on trial, to be judged by the state, and somebody is somewhere granting them pardon, saying that they have sworn by Quran, Do you understand what I'm saying? If that's why Femi Falana is saying that the state governors must not, terrorism is not burglary. It's not a civil offense. It's criminal. It's even an aggression against the state. So what permits the governors? What gives them the impetus? What gives them the audacity to be pardoning terrorists? That's what Femi Falana is saying. And I stand with him because this is a heinous crime against the state. So it should be taken away from the governors. They should not be using it to just to do whatever they like in their state because we're endangering the very existence of the state. So if federal government is trying 600 suspects, good. But state governors must not be allowed to be pardoning them so that these people will not say, so we will not be sending conflicting messages. This one is trying. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's not burglary. It's not a civil offense. It's a criminal, a heinous crime against the state. When you take up arms against the state, that is a heinous crime. And the state governors do not have the power. I don't think there's any power in the constitution that gives them the power to be doing what they are doing. That's reckless and highly irresponsible.
Okay, so still talking about insecurity. We know that we heard last week about the abduction of a retired Major General, and of course, unfortunately, there was a report that he passed. Now we are receiving again that the wife of the widow, the widow of the general has actually been rescued from the captivity of those who actually held them. And do you think this is a movement in the right path for Nigeria?
Look, let me tell you, this is just grandstanding.
Grandstanding.
Yes, I'm coming.
How do you mean?
The retired general was killed. He died in the captivity. People brought his corpse to Castina. Who brought the corpse? Who state government collected the corpse? We had a lot of reports. Oh, he died of snake bite. Oh, he was diabetic. The family are still asking questions till now. Who collected the corpse? Those who brought, who are the people that brought it? They dropped it and went back into the bush. How do you explain this? These are cock and bull stories. They dropped the corpse, went back to the bush. Now we are hearing that rescue army has a rescue. You didn't arrest people who brought the corpse. Now you are Kunle. Nigerians are not fools. We should, at least, even if we are not, even if you think that we don't know, at least we should tell us a little bit of truth.
Yeah, but the thing is, telling us a little bit of truth. A lot of people would want to think that usually when army do their work, they are not supposed to explicitly say exactly what is done for security reasons. Because they might want to deploy that tactics again for. But the good thing is that she's been rescued.
I knew that they would rescue this woman. Kwara, there's a monarch in Kwara. He died in captivity after the subjects paid, I think, 21 million. We are not hearing anything about it again. Now, this man, people brought the corpse. Is it the state government that went to the bush to collect the corpse? Is it the military that fought these people and collected the corpse by force? There are so many theories. There are so many things to say. Now, the man died. People brought I read the story a bit yesterday. The family was asking who brought the body to the government.
To the government.
Who? So if the wife, at times you hear people rescued. There was one that happened in Edo State. People were kidnapped. The families paid money for their family members to be left alone. Now, after that, police came out and said that due to the gallantry of the families now came out to say that it's not true, that we paid money. So,
so back to the rescue story here about this woman. According to sources, they said troops acting on credible intelligence that they conducted a coordinated operation across Matazu and adjoining communities, targeting known bandits, enclaves, and escape routes. Now, they said the breakthrough actually came when soldiers made contact with the kidnappers at Tunga village, forcing the criminals to actually abandon their captives and flee under intense military pressure. So now, they've actually said it that they ran away.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
You see why terrorism is? Nigerians are too cowardly. These people don't also want to die. Look at what happened in Abia State, who community. A woman and her son went to the farm. The people inside those bandits kidnapped this woman and her son. And they sent message, 10 million, that the family should pay 10 million. You know what they did? They even gave phone to the child to contact the people. And the guy spoke in Igbo language, telling them where they were in the bush. What happened? The youths of that community mobilized immediately. They beat the boy for speaking the language they didn't understand. But the boy has already told them where they were in the bush. They came. The woman and their child, they were rescued. The bandits, they arrested. The civilians arrested them. 5 of them and brought them to the public.
All right.
How do you explain that?
We have to
without arms, only machete.
We have to go to a quick commercial break. Now you're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Perspective Unlimited is the program you're listening to now. My name is Kunle Olowu, and the other voice you can hear with me in the studio is that of Chukwu Emeka Monachi. So we are going to go on a quick commercial break now. When we come back, we'll go deeper into other stories. Stay tuned.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Thinking of an all-in-one digital platform that fits your lifestyle and makes everyday payments simple, reliable, and fast?
Oh, wow. Yes, please.
Allow me introduce you to BillStation, your one-stop digital payment solution for individuals and businesses. Built to simplify payments and services for millions across Africa. With BillStation, you can buy cheap airtime and data, pay electricity bills, send money instantly, make online payments, and book flights and hotels. Enjoy our overseas airport pickup services, interstate bus ticket sales, and event tickets, all on BillStation. Fast, simple, reliable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Visit www.thebillstation.com. Download the BillStation app on the Apple App Store or Android Google Play and get welcome bonuses when you sign up. Enjoy fast customer support and a seamless user experience every time. Get in touch with us today.
Email thebillstation175@gmail.com or sales@thebillstation.com.
WhatsApp 091 6858 1914. BillStation. Your world, your money, one station.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
yeah, if you like sports wella, make I reason you sports assembly on top World Radio 89.3 FM. You won't hear latest gist, analysis wey get vibration.
Firmino excellent, Scott Mark, everybody, Lisandro Martinez.
He don't drill them for that final.
Lisandro Martinez no play like saying just dey come
All
back.
transfer rumors.
That one they play 2-1. Na last victory be for Xavi before he carry load comot for Barcelona.
Okay now, Monday to Friday 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. we go run una autori for sports matter, football, basketball, tennis, and even our local sports. If na EPL, e dey. Italian Serie A nko, e dey. Spanish La Liga, e dey. MPFL, no dull yourself. Even predictions wey dey enter, that one sef dey. Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM. Sports lovers, no shaking. Meet Sam Adeliri, una one and only Sadeliri, and the Sports IQ on top Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM, where sports matter, they share.
All right, you are welcome back to the second half of Perspective Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. My name is Kunle Olowu, and in studio with me is Chuku Emeka Monachiso. And right about now, we are going to be leaving the phone lines open for you to call in and give us your take on the matters we are discussing this morning. The numbers to call are 09168931000. You can also call 09153334893. The third number you can call is 0911 3333893. You can also drop your comments on our Facebook page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We will be happy to read your comments. Now, Chukwemeka, before we went on that commercial break, we were still talking about insecurity and the rescue of the wife of the abducted general and the wife who later passed away. They said due to natural causes, which they said to be high blood pressure, hypertension, and high blood sugar, which they said was the cause of his death. But now we are hearing that the widow has been rescued. Now, my question is there any good news in this? Can we say what are the significance of the rescue of the wife of this retired general?
If you ask me as a right-thinking individual, the woman was not rescued. I think those people that allowed the husband to die in captivity released her on compassionate ground. You understand? So, but we will always use the term rescued. Yeah, that's what we use. Go and check all the places where. That's why I gave you an example of what happened in Benin City. Look,
but the military actually described the encounter as fierce.
Why?
Fierce means.
What do you expect them to say? You want to expect them that they walked into the place and rescued the woman? No, that is the register for any conflict situation. Fierce, combatant. So many things that will be used to describe such a scenario. They will employ it. But to me, as far as I'm concerned, I think that woman was released on compassionate ground. You understand? Yes. So what we are saying here is this. Kunle, we have a problem in our country. And this problem started because we did not tackle it when it was still at the embryonic stage. We allowed it to fester. Our borders are porous. Government is paying immigration officials. People are supposed to be at the border. What are they doing at the border? Nigeria is the only country, Kunle, where somebody can wander in. Remember, look at it, wander, not walk in. You wander into a country and you blend in and nobody asks you question. Nobody even profiles you. You begin to commit all manner of things, and still the same state will come out and say, oh, yeah, we give him room to repent. Open the window for them to repent. Repenting in a country where you are not a citizen. Who does that? Nobody does that. Kunle, if you go to some countries, before you enter some countries, what they will tell you is this: don't have anything to do with their security system, their police, because if they catch you, you are coming back home. But not in Nigeria. Imagine people coming all the way from Sudan, come here and carry Okada, and be riding Okada, and when you ask him, he will lie to you. I'm from Niger State, I'm from Zamfara. Meanwhile, he's from Sudan. He's a Sudanese. They don't even rent house. There's no way you can put them somewhere. Look at what happened in Anambra State. They went to a thick forest and saw people living in a very thick bush. They have already built mud houses everywhere. And they asked them, who gave you the land? Nobody. We are not sending you away, but you must come and live inside the city. That's where human beings live. Animals live in the bush. We are not sending you back to where you are coming from, but you must come and rent houses. Rent houses, do your business here. We see you face to face. Live with us. We're not sending you away. Is that not the best option? Why must you come and go and live inside bush if you don't have ulterior motive? Kunle, can you go to any part of this country? Instead of you to live inside town, you go and live inside bush, which means there is something you want to implement if given opportunity. That's why I'm saying that people should, states should go to their bushes, demolish everything you find inside those bushes. Let those occupying it come and live inside town, because that's where human beings are living. If you come here and you rent a house, in my area now, they have a form you fill where you come from. Even if you rent a house and you are squatting with somebody, that's a different thing. At least we know you. Than for you to go inside the bush and be living there. Haba,
why you cannot be traced?
Why you cannot be traced? You can do anything and run away. And Nigeria is, when Trump was sending people away from America, I was angry with him. I didn't like on humanitarian ground. But I came to understand what the man was doing when he said that it's only hell that has no border. And if you look at it biblically, it is true. Hell has no border because anybody can wander in. Look at our country. From Ilela, if you go to Sokoto, go to all the parts of, people can wander in as they like. And we don't have, and we have people we have employed to man these borders. Where are they coming in? Where are they coming from? They are not spirits. They walked into this country and they are staying with us. Though, why can't we, as a state, make sure that these people do not become nuisance to us, which we are seeing these days? So what is happening? All the money we have spent on security, what has happened? And look at what's happening in Kogi now. Go to Kogi. Kogi is on fire. Kogi, many things are happening in Kogi right now. As far as insecurity is concerned, was it not last week they beheaded the vice principal in a school? So which state will fold its hand and allow that and the opening window? Which window are you opening? These people don't understand. The only language you don't understand. 50 elders were kidnapped in Bruno. They went to make peace. They don't understand the language of peace. They went for peacemaking. They didn't return. They are still there. They don't understand the language you are the one repenting on their behalf. You are the one speaking on their. Take action to them. Let them die, because that's what they have chosen to do. But to be clean citizens.
A lot of people would say that, okay, yes, there is insecurity in Nigeria, and a lot of people would credit it to the porous borders and the influx of non-indigens of the country are actually coming in. But the truth is that a lot of people would also say that the numbers of these terrorists have actually increased. So would we say that even Nigerians, some of Nigerians are being radicalized, or are we getting too many of these foreigners actually invading the country? Does this remain a question to be asked?
There is an invasion. We are invaded already. It's not a question of whether they are planning to invade us. We are invaded. I don't think Nigerians are being radicalized. How many youths are radicalized in the Southwest? It's not radicalization. It's not. You understand? It is people, and what is making these people to do what they are doing is that they have people who are speaking on their behalf. They have people who are saying that, oh, they are our children. Oh, they don't have anywhere to go. Oh, give them this. Oh, let's reintegrate them and pay them money. What are you saying? Go and read one of our, I've forgotten the title of that book, Awolowo's book. In that book, I've forgotten the title. I read it some years ago. He said, the children you refuse to take care of today will become a problem to you tomorrow. Is that not what we are seeing? A man marries 5 wives and you have 30 children and you don't have what it takes to train these children. What kind of society will that child grow up in? It will not. That child will become a nuisance to the society. When we talk of population control, birth control, it is for the betterment of the society. When you litter the whole country with children you cannot afford to train, you are becoming a problem to that society. That is exactly what is going on in our country. You understand? And some of these elites that are encouraging these kind of marriages don't even have such number of children. They don't even have them. They give birth to 5 or 4. They can train. But you are encouraging a man who has no means of livelihood to marry as many wives as he wants. And when children are coming, you send those children to the street. What are they going to do? A child must be taken care of in order for you to direct them in life. That's what we are saying. And that is unless we address these fundamental issues, Nigeria is going nowhere as far as security is concerned. There are so many multidimensional areas where we need to look at. First of all, tell ourselves the truth. We cannot continue on this trajectory of allowing people to marry as many wives as they can. And you bring 30 children into the world and they don't even know you. You don't even know some of them. And they will wander away. What do you expect to become of those children in future? When you as a father or a mother, you didn't guide them. You didn't give them anything. I don't blame them. You didn't guide them. You didn't provide anything for them to hang on to. Till today, we are still taking care of our children. Why? Because we want their future to be better than our own. We don't want them to go to the street. We don't want them to live normal lives. But in a situation where people are living the opposite way, what do you expect, Kunle?
All right, you are still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, and the program you're listening to now is Perspective Unlimited. The voice you are hearing is that of Chukwu Emeka Monachiso, and I am Kunle Olowu. We are talking about the insecurity being faced in the country. You also remember that you can be a part of the show by calling into the studio on 0916-893-1000. You can also call 0915-333-4893. Another number to call is 0911-33-893. Okay, so Chukwemeka, let us leave insecurity for a bit. There are other issues in the country that I think we can look at. And maybe on a good note here, we are seeing that Nigerians anticipate a drop in fuel price as U.S. and Iran ink a peace deal. Now, on that story, we hear that Nigerians are anticipating a drop in the pump price of petroleum products following a decline in the global crude oil price after the United States and Iran reached a peace agreement to end months of heightened geopolitical tension. Now, the global economy has so far avoided a slowdown despite more than 3 months of conflict in the Middle East. The International Monetary Fund, as the IMF, has said that while welcoming the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz following the ceasefire agreement, but warned that risk to growth remain high in disruptions to energy supplies as it resumes. Now, Nigerians are going to be happy because we believe the price surge in premium motor spirits, that's the PMS known as petrol, was actually caused by the conflicts in US and Iran and the closure of Strait of Hormuz. And now we hear that it is being opened. You know, we discussed it even before we went deep into the issues on the newspaper. But now Nigeria is known for something that whatever goes up almost doesn't come down. So let us even say the price of crude around the globe reduces, are we really expecting to have a reduce? Even though there are reports now that the refinery in Nigeria, operated by the private individual, has actually slashed price by 75 naira. That's as at yesterday. So petrol is now selling at about 1,170 something naira. I'm not sure what the figure is, but do you think that we can actually go back to 800?
You see, Kunle, the question is not even about slashing the price. You see, the question is about the government, federal government of Nigeria, putting our refineries to work. Because if we don't make our refineries to work, Kunle, we are not yet there. The crude is here. Are we importing crude? No. I keep saying what I'm saying, that there are things that the country, the price of crude oil in international market will not be the same way, will not be determined. What we are doing in Nigeria will not be determined by the price of crude oil in the international market, because we have it. We are not importing it. That's what I'm saying, that if the government may decide to sell crude to Nigerians at 2 naira, because it's our product.
Okay, but
I'm coming.
Sorry, hold that thought, please. Yes, rightly said, Nigeria has crude oil. But some people would argue that America also has crude oil. And right now, their petrol is even selling more expensive than Nigeria.
No. Look, Kunle, no.
Okay.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
If the crude we have, if our refineries are working, and actually we are making use of our refineries, do you think we'll be where we are today? We will not. If international, that's why they have OPEC. They fix the price. You can sell to your citizens at a lower price because it is their product. But we are not doing that here. We are left to the vagaries of whatever, all the shocks in the international market. We are not supposed to be exposed to such things.
But in the same vein. Okay.
Because we are importing. We are import-based country. We import everything. That's why we are suffering. And if we don't repair our own refinery, we will keep on importing. Whatever Iran and America are doing, whatever dance they are dancing in will keep on affecting us because we are exposed. Our economy is volatile and fragile. But if we fix our own refineries, it will cushion some of the effects of some of these shocks from the international market. So this thing you are saying right now, that because of Iran and America, they are trying to sign a deal that it will affect, it is not going to be, it is going to be short-lived. Yes, it will go, and like you rightly said, Nigerian market does not obey the law of gravity. It does not. You understand? So we are still open. We are still vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. As far as our refineries are in a comatose situation, we are still vulnerable.
You mentioned something. You said that the Nigerian government can decide to sell crude at a cheaper price to Nigerians.
Yes.
But don't you think that might pose a challenge? Because
it will not put.
So a lot of people would want to say that let's even talk about when we had subsidy for petrol. We remember that some of the scam that they said was going on in the subsidy era was that petrol tankers will lift fuel that the Nigerian government has already subsidized, and they will now sell this same fuel to other outside communities outside of Nigeria at cheaper rates. Now, the same way, if the Nigerian government decides that, okay, let us sell crude to the Nigerian refineries at cheaper price, don't you think the same would happen, that international organizations will come and start lifting?
Is the failure of leadership. Is the failure, will I say, because my somebody is taking food away from my house to outside, I will starve my children? Is a failure of leadership. Who are those taking the food? Is it you? Do you have a tanker?
I don't have one.
It's not you. That the same people who are making that are the same people who will be doing this thing. It's not. They are not done in the interest of Nigerians. If truly there is leadership, proactive leadership, responsible leadership, look, Kunle, these things, Nigerians will enjoy it. All the borders, you will make sure that, look, anybody that goes away with this thing, we pay dearly for it, because you are protected. But now you have left the citizens wide open, and we are suffering what people who don't even have oil are suffering. Even some countries that don't even have oil, as we have, are even better than us. Why? Nigeria has oil. Look at Venezuela. They have the richest oil reserve in the whole world. Look at what life is like in Venezuela because of corruption. Countries like Venezuela are not supposed to be suffering, but they are suffering. Nigerians are even better than them. You understand? So because of it, unless we tackle the root cause of corruption in our country, patronage politics that we are praying, we will not get out of the woods. So the people will now suffer because of the failure of the government to secure the system. The system must be secured so that the people will have a breather and enjoy what that's. I keep asking this question anywhere. What is it that we're enjoying as Nigerians? But there are so many countries you can point at now and say, no matter what, this country, no matter how bad situations may be, the citizens of this country will be enjoying this thing. That's what makes a country, and that's where you can preach doctrine of patriotism. People will listen to you. But you preach patriotism in a land where people are suffering, where people don't even know whether they will exist till the following day. They won't be patriotic.
But Chukwuemeka, let me quickly ask. Still talking about the PMS issue. So you think now that if Nigeria actually has a functioning refinery, that we are not going to be experiencing all of this? Remember that crude will still be sold at the same amount regardless, because
that is wrong.
There is an international body regulating
that is wrong. International bodies are regulating it for outside the market, not for internal market.
We have a call on the line, please. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Bengamari calling from Apata.
Bengamari from Apata. Good morning, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you. Now, do you now think that we Nigerians should be happy, or we should take the drums and be dancing in the city because the price of oil is going to be reduced as low as 800 or 900 naira? That wouldn't happen. If you came on board, I came on board, we know how much you are buying for buying out loud. Now it's going to be reduced as low as maybe 800 or 900 naira. Oh, now. Give us the way you met us. You said, okay, you are going to remove the subsidy. You remove the subsidy, you put naira. Yeah, many reforms are done. And who are those feeling the brunt? Of course, you and I. And Chukwuemeka was talking about the refinery. And I want to ask, which refinery are you talking about? Forget about refinery in this country. Even the NNPC that told us they are producing optimally in I think last year or thereabouts. And they said that they are producing optimally. And you can recall that over 207 trillion naira was signed by those guys. And nothing happened. If the refinery should be working today, I'm telling you, it's going to be a kind of opening for some set of guys that will even eat deep into the economy. I'm telling you, because if the refinery is working, it will not reflect in the lives of you Nigerians. So forget about Nigeria. Forget about refinery being working. So
thank you very much.
Has come to our respite. Even Dangote is not a messiah. Everyone's looking for what to eat and how to enrich it.
Thank you very much. We're actually pressed for time now. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, so your final comments, Chukwuemeka.
So finally, OPEC exists to peg price internationally, not internal market. So if whatever we sell crude in our country is not, OPEC is not concerned.
Not concerned.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Chukwuemeka, for your contribution. And I would like to say a big thank you to everybody who has contributed to this program in a way or two this morning. Perspective Unlimited comes up every Mondays to Fridays between 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. So do join us again tomorrow for another edition. So right now we are going to be leaving the stage for the Sport Gang for them to come and do their thing. Thank you very much, and God bless you.